Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being with us this evening. I'm calling to order this regularly scheduled virtual City Council meeting of Monday, July 10th, 2023 to order. For members of the community, please be advised that this meeting is being broadcasted and recorded by Hartford Public Access Television and can be viewed by HPA-TV, Facebook page, Comcast Xfinity, Channel 96, www.HPA-TV.org or Channel 6032 for Frontier customers. Spanish interpretation is provided through a partnership with the City of Hartford and the Hartford Public Library. Additional accommodations can be made available with enough notice to the Office of the Council President. With that said, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Present.
Councilman Gale.
Here.
Councilwoman Hercules.
Present.
Councilman Hernandez.
Present.
Councilman LeBron.
Present.
Councilman Mitchum.
Present.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Present.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Here.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And for the record, we also have our Deputy Town Clerk, Mr. Eric Lusa, our Corporation Counsel, Mr. Howard Rifkin. And now our Town Clerk will lead us on to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the minutes of the June 26, 2023 and May 22nd, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any
Sorry.
comments?
Council President?
Yes, Councilman Gale.
Yeah, I would just like to note that with respect to the minutes from June 26th, on item 5.1 on that agenda, I should have recused myself on that vote. That was the annual CDBG budget. And I've provided modest legal services over the prior year to HEDCO, as I have since the 1990s sometime. And so I should have recused myself from that vote.
Duly noted, Councilman Gale. Are there any other comments or discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules.
Yes.
Councilman Hernandez.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we place the following items on our consent calendar. Item 3.3, Mayor Brown with accompanying resolution, which would approve a memorandum of agreement between the City of Hartford and Local 1716, ASME Council 4, Local 1716, amending the compensation rates for the classification of maintainer 2. Item 4.1, Quality of Life and Public Safety with accompanying resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a grant in the anticipated amount of $74,190.64 from the State of Connecticut Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office for the enforcement of speed and aggressive driving. Item 4.2, Quality of Life and Public Safety with a company resolution authorizing the city to enter into professional services agreements with Community Partners in Action, Capital Community College, and Dr. Lisa Barrero, LLC, to support the program expansion of the City of Hartford Community-Based Violence Intervention and Prevention Initiative. Item 6.1, Majority Leader Clark, Councilwoman Surgeon, Assistant Majority Leader Rossetti, Councilman Hernandez, Councilman Gale, resolution in support of access to healthcare. Item 6.2, Council President Rosado, Assistant Majority Leader Rossetti, Councilman Hernandez, Councilman LeBron, Councilman Gale, resolution authorizing to contract through the Friends of Keeney Park for $20,000 to execute and deliver a contract for city paddles. Item 6.3, Councilman Gale, Council President Rosado, Councilwoman Surgeon, resolution calling for a report to council from the Hartford Stadium Authority. Item 6.4, Councilman Gale, Council President Rosado, Councilman Hernandez, resolution calling for a report to council from the Director of Management and Budget on the status of all assisted projects in compliance with Ordinance Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 2-94, subsection E.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions? Councilman Clark.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, questions for Councilman Gale. Did you enter into the amended resolution for item 6.3?
Through you, Madam Chair. Yes, Mr. Majority Leader, I belatedly did get an amended resolution to the town clerk, who very efficiently actually sent out an email with it minutes before this meeting started.
Thank you. So for the record, I would like to reflect that items 6.1 and actually 6.3 are amended resolutions.
Duly noted. Are there any other comments, any other questions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules,
Yes.
Councilman Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we receive the following items. Item 3.4, Quality of Life and Public Safety Communication concerning the Fire Department presentation. Item 3.5, Quality of Life and Public Safety Communication concerning the Hartford Police Department presentation. Item 3.6, Quality of Life and Public Safety Communication concerning a resolution to create and implement a comprehensive crime prevention strategy. Item 3.7, Quality of Life and Public Safety Communication concerning a resolution in support of continuing the work of Centron V. Vaughn. Item 3.8, Labor, Education, Workforce, and Youth Development Communication concerning an update on the Summer Youth Employment Program. Item 3.9, Labor, Education, Workforce, and Youth Development Committee Communication concerning update on Juneteenth celebration in Hartford.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, any discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules,
Yes.
Councilman Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we refer the following items to the mentioned committees. Item 3.1, Mayor Ronan with accompanying resolution authorizing the City of Hartford to enter into a 10-year tax abatement agreement with 410 Asylum Street LLC and the Contour Holding 1 LLC to support the 70 units of rental housing located at 410 Asylum Street, known as the Hollander, to be referred to the Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability Committee. And item 3.2, Mayor Broner with accompanying resolution authorizing the city to enter into a 15-year tax abatement agreement with Dillon Place Apartment Homes LLC, Dillon Place, to support affordable rental housing located at 54 to 84 Hendrickson Avenue, to be referred to the Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability Committee.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Is there any discussion? Any comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules,
Yes.
Councilman Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion pass.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Matt, a point of order. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just got a message from a member of the press saying that the feed isn't live, and I'm on my phone, so I'm not in a position to check it. But I just wanted to double check and make sure that we are properly broadcasting.
Sure, Councilman. Let's check. I see that we're live.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. I apologize. Where were we? I lost track.
I was
Yes.
just about to call a motion for item 5.1.
You have the floor, Assistant Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we take action on item 5.1, Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee. Mayor Broner with accompanying resolution that would authorize the mayor to enter into a certain tax assessment fixing agreements for targeted properties within the Bushnell South District as shown on the attached Bushnell District South map.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Councilman Gill, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. And council will recall that this matter was on our budget, on our agenda rather, in our last meeting, and we postponed it to this meeting, having very robust discussion on an amendment that I proposed that was designed to have the city be somewhat more of a partner in providing this tax fixing agreement to the South Bushnell Development by adding to the tax fixing agreement a requirement that should the ownership refinance and withdraw equity from the project, that the city would then stand to potentially get paid back some part of the taxes that have been abated. Since that very long discussion that we've had, I and other members of this council body have had the opportunity to have further discussions with administration as well as some of our other partners, including the CRDA through Mr. Freemuth. And I'm of the opinion as we meet tonight that the proposal I made at the last meeting is not right nor ripe at this particular time. And so I will not be renewing it tonight. I do, however, want to indicate that it is a concern I think that council should continue to research and investigate. It should be a concern for all the city, that as we move forward, as the city hopefully develops stronger with a more robust tax base, we look to develop some additional guidelines when we're providing these tax fixing agreements. So I guess I'm saying stay tuned. Potentially there'll be more on this subject later on as we move forward with our, hopefully move forward with continued development of our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Gill. Councilman Mishtam.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, Madam President, I would ask Councilman Gale just to, if he could elaborate a little on when he says the proposal that his amendment he had made is not right. If there's some possibility that we could modify this contract or the tax fixing agreement in the future, or I guess if you could just flesh that out a little, I'm curious.
Councilman Gill.
Sure. Thank you, Madam President. Through you, my belief and my understanding, based on the conversations that I've had, is that the financing of these projects in our fair city are very delicate. That these are not these are not the type of money-making projects where there's a huge pool of developers who are knocking at the door and trying to get into Hartford. That it's been a tough go for us to attract people, and in part of the way that we've been able to attract development is through these tax fixing agreements. And so at this point in time, when I suggested that this is not ripe at this particular point in time, it's because it appears to me we're still in the mode where we need to make sure that we attract and keep those developers who are willing to take a risk, because it does appear that the risk of development in Hartford continues to be greater than the risk, even with the agreements that we're providing. It continues to be a greater risk than development in other places in central Connecticut. So I hope that answers your question somewhat, Councilman Mictum.
It does. Thank you.
Are there any other comments or discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules,
Yes.
Councilman Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mictum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes,
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
thank you, Mr. Clerk. And that concludes our items this evening on the agenda. But without adjourning this meeting, I just want to state to the members of the public that council, based on their council rules during the month of July and August, we only hold one council meeting, and that's the one that we're holding today.
Bueno,
And
levántalo.
our next council meeting will be Monday, August 14th, which will have our public comment section, followed by our council meeting at 7. And then we'll resume regular business in the month of September. I want to wish everyone a great summer. And thank you for being with us this evening. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.